Hey there, I'm Craig Duff. I am the leader of the video and broadcast specialization here at the Medill School at Northwestern University, and I'm here in our studio, which has one of the best views in Chicago right there overlooking Navy Pier. I thought I'd start here to talk about the time people spend here in their 4 quarters in our program and kind of walk you through step by step the various quarters of instruction that we have here to sort of send you out into the world as a Medill alum of our Masters of Science in Journalism. First, here's an overview of the program. Here's what the webpage says about our specialization. At Medill, you'll learn how to create compelling videos, broadcasts, or documentaries. Building upon a solid foundation of broadcast reporting methods, you'll learn how to use videos to bring news to life. The equipment you'll use at Medill includes the latest cameras and software available at professional news organizations, preparing you for a career in content production. And that's all true. You'll work with cameras and software that's the same or similar to what you will encounter in the industry. And the content you create is more than just video or broadcast news. We take a broad definition of both those words, encompassing video storytelling, be it for TV or digital, documentary filmmaking, multimedia presentation, and photojournalism. And broadcasting can be TV or radio reporting or production, or video and audio in other forms like vlogging and podcasting. And you'll get to learn from the best. And one thing I absolutely love about teaching at Medill is that I work with some of the best professionals and journalism educators in the world. Everyone has a unique set of skills and experience, and a bunch of trophies on the shelf too. And it's not just the video faculty. Others on the faculty have experience in video and broadcast, like Sports Specialization leader J.A. Adonde, who you may recognize from ESPN, Doug Foster and Alex Kotlowitz, who are amazing writers and have worked in documentary film, and C.C. Rogers, who leads our global programs, who spent many years as a reporter and anchor at CNN. Speaking of CNN, that's where I got my start. I was recruited to go to the network after finishing my Master of Arts degree, and it led me on an incredible journey and career that included many years with the environment unit there, and then on to produce a bunch of documentaries, spending a couple of weeks on an aircraft carrier, or camping with teams fighting wildland fires. Then I joined the New York Times, where I produced documentaries in places like Iraq and Egypt, then was one of the original team of journalists producing video for the Times website. Later, I'd be the director of multimedia at Time. Along the way, I also taught at the American University in Cairo and at Princeton and Columbia universities before coming to Medill. But now let's get back to you and your year in our MSJ.
So she had no idea that we...
The first quarter is about laying a foundation for the rest of the year. And so you'll take a Foundations of Video course. In that, you'll work with a smaller camera, learning the basics. Or if you already have some undergrad video experience, we'll build on the skills you already have. It's a fun class, filled with exercises to get you up to speed on video storytelling craft. I love the way these students took a very creative approach to a basic shooting and editing exercise.
Hey, I'm super sorry I'm late. We can start the interview now.
What happened?
Well, I was running a little bit late, so I decided to take a shortcut. Then every single time I turned a corner, I felt like I was getting more and more lost. My heart started racing and I felt like I was going in circles. After that, that's when the worst thing imaginable happened.
Do you expect me to believe that? Mark.
In Pilsen, artists and volunteers have been working on a mural called Fight to Stay since August.
For the class, you'll report 2 stories in video with a final project that's in the form of your own choosing. Some students do short documentaries. This student made a cooking video about how to make homemade cheese and peanut butter crackers.
Then it's time for a light sprinkle of very fancy smoked flaky sea salt, and into a 375-degree oven they go. And here we have it, gourmet cheese and peanut butter sandwich crackers.
And Leanne, a few years ago, decided to do a broadcast package about how to do a broadcast package.
Brianna Richardson is currently enrolled in Medill's Video and Broadcast Specialization. Although she has only been here for 3 months, she feels like she has learned a lot about the process of creating a news package.
Originally, when I would go out and like shoot a news package in undergrad, I pretty much did primarily wide shots. I never really learned much about sequencing, so my biggest takeaway would be the variety of shots and how you can use these different shots to create a story.
Medill students also learn how to edit their footage using Adobe Premiere Pro.
Learning how to set up multiple sequences and then like grab B-roll from there and drag it over to something else. It's really cool. So editing is my favorite part.
With the hands-on practice and experience they get at Medill, students are on a path to successful careers as MMJs.
Hi, I'm MMJ.
In the Loop, Leanne Dehan, Medill reports.
And you'll also get a chance to work in the studio in your first quarter as part of a video seminar that explores important topics in the industry. Okay, so the first quarter, you've had your Foundations of Video class that gets you really adept at telling stories with video, getting some practice out there. And then you also had your seminar where you've talked about some important issues in journalism and gotten some time in the studio. Now is the time to really put that all into practice. And in the second quarter, you're going to start reporting for real, both here in Chicago and maybe even around the world.
Streetwise has been a tremendous help.
That's Keith Hardiman. He's experienced homelessness for much of his adult life. But about 20 years ago, he became a Streetwise vendor. He credits the organization for helping him turn his life around.
In the second quarter, every student at Medill takes a reporting class, either in their specialization field or a specific storytelling mode. You'll be taking a video reporting class, and this gets you out in the city reporting on events and creating several stories like these.
Millions of us are just praying that this ends soon and that what we're doing, it really makes an impact.
For many, these demonstrations are a way to fight.
I am fighting for the freedom of my country, where my home is, my family is, everything I know and love.
And seek comfort.
Just emotionally, it's much easier to be with people from Ukraine.
The winter quarter is also when we have one of our most exciting programs, Medill Explores. There are always many options to travel internationally in this program. This year, it's places like London, Vienna, and Latvia. But most video students go to Buenos Aires, where we have a fascinating week-long trip reporting on the ground in the Argentine capital. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to this year's class.
The overall trip was unforgettable. I really enjoyed every single moment of it.
The city is beautiful. There's so much to see, and there's so much in the way of life and living.
It's unlike any other place I've ever been to.
Oh my God, I loved Buenos Aires.
Just getting the chance to explore the city and capture moments.
Testing my Spanish skills was the highlight of the trip for me.
I think the people I met with left a lasting imprint on my life.
Literally no habla español, but the people were so accepting, and I don't know how to explain it.
People were so friendly and so open to talking.
One thing that I will always remember about the trip was being able to shoot video and pictures of the protests outside Congress.
My favorite thing would definitely be the tango bar we went to. It was just such a magical, amazing experience.
I have never experienced anything like that before, and seeing the dancers and seeing the singers.
The dancers were amazing, the music was amazing.
It was really intimate, and being in that setting, it made me feel really immersed in the culture and like I was in a totally different world.
It's probably been the highlight of my journalism experience so far.
Now, in the third quarter, you really start to specialize even more. For students interested in careers in broadcast journalism, you'll spend a lot of time in here in the studio with these studio cameras and on the set over there, with two different courses. One is an advanced journalism course, and the other one is about producing and performance. The students interested in broadcast TV, including many sports students, join the advanced video journalism class. They produce a weekly newscast called Chicago This Week. It gives students experience in the studio as well as live reporting in the field. The shows air on local cable channel 21.
Welcome to a special edition of Chicago This Week. I'm Nicole Herzog, coming to you from outside the United Center. This is the Democratic National Convention show. Tonight, it's all about the Democratic National Convention. President Biden and some other high-profile officials will be in the city. That means security will be a priority.
I think it's really hard to encapsulate all that rowing is into like a few phrases.
If you're interested in documentary, we have a course dedicated to the craft of long-form documentary storytelling. This past year, students did short films about criminal justice, a rowing team, the deluge of cicadas that hit Illinois this year, and the resurgence of an embroidery craft by Palestinian women.
Growing up, my family made sure that we were very connected to our culture.
The films made in this class regularly win awards and honors, and every year we screen them at a local movie theater, packing the house with friends, fellow students, and the subjects featured in the films. Two of the films from the spring 2024 class are up for student awards at this year's Emmys in Chicago, and some are playing in various film festivals. So the fall quarter is your first quarter, and that's where your Medill journey starts. But your fourth quarter is where you're really bringing it to a conclusion. And it can be some of the most exciting times of your time here at Medill. Your final quarter is a kind of choose-your-own adventure. Many students do a practicum at a TV station or a production house, but most do some kind of master's project.
We're standing here to protect this.
That can be a special newscast, a series of programs, or a documentary.
If you come up here and try to jerk it down, you're going to have trouble, buddy.
So that's the basic curriculum for the 4 quarters. But there are also elective classes you can take throughout the year. Ivan Myers teaches a very fun elective course in explanatory video, where you'll focus on motion graphics to tell stories.
As author Derek Attridge described it, reading puns leaves us endlessly oscillating in semantic space. And because we spend more cognitive effort decoding the pun, we're more likely to remember it. And on top of that, puns work wonderfully in ads because they close the distance between consumer and advertiser.
There's also photojournalism taught by working photographers here in the city. And we're so glad to have the amazing radio reporter Natalie Moore join our faculty. She'll be teaching a number of radio and audio classes. As a video and broadcast specialization cohort, we also get out and try to spend some time together on field trips. We visit local TV stations and meet the news directors and reporters there. We visit neighborhoods, like this tour of the colorful murals in the Pilsen neighborhood. And we even go to the theater. You may have seen or heard about the movie Network, which has this famous line.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Well, we went to see the live theatrical version of Network at a Chicago theater company called Invictus. And after the show, we had a talk back with the cast and director, along with my colleague Karen Ward. We also go to the movie theater to see the Oscar-nominated short documentary films when they come through town. At the end of the 4th quarter, you'll join the thousands of Medill alumni who are working and making a difference out in the world. So many of our recent graduates have landed in great positions at local and national news outlets. Even those who just graduated in August are working at fabulous places like ESPN, the BBC, local TV stations, and other news outlets. I am so incredibly proud of them. So it's my favorite time of day right now here at 303 East Wacker because it's lunchtime, and everyone's gathered here in the center here in our newsroom or main room area. And what's wonderful to see is the activity here and the excitement everyone has with their classes. They're all doing their homework, getting ready for their 1 o'clock class. And what I love is witnessing, seeing the friendships that are formed here. Because you're going to meet people here that are going to be your colleagues and your friends for the rest of your life. And that's always exciting to see. So come on, come join us here. If you have any questions at all about the video and broadcast specialization, my email is right here. Send me a note and let's chat. Looking forward to meeting you.